Jakarta.
Alright.
Oh my goodness. Aku dari Jakarta. What do you call a girl whose legs got stuck in a net? Courtney. Oh, she's dying. She's dying. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Sam. I'm Oya.
I'm Mirza.
And this is the Chat Fam Podcast. And today we have a special guest. We've got Ririn here. Welcome, Ririn.
Yay!
Otherwise known as your full name.
Asha, Karina, Karim.
Yes. Before we get started with today's episode, we'd like to remind you all to subscribe to our podcast. We are available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. So please follow and like, subscribe to this video if you're watching, or spread the word on Spotify or the other platforms.
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know how to spread it on Spotify. But anyway, how are we all today?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
Good.
definitely.
Anything interesting happening this week?
Well, why don't we ask the guest? What's been going on with you, doll? Oh, with me?
Yeah.
Oh, not just life, just juggling a full-time job and my own side job.
Yeah, she came in with a bag of pink macarons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little baker over here.
Yeah, gotta feed the crew.
We are fed indeed. Do you remember how you met us, like back when we were
Little. I honestly don't. I just remember a time where it's just we were all. I think it was like Oya's house, and it was just
always
interesting.
Oya's
It's always
house. Oya's or Aldi's house.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then it was either Oya or Aldi's house, and we were just all there. And that's how I don't know. That's my earliest memory of you guys, just seeing everyone there, and just I remember being a shy little kid. I'm like, hi, I'm Oya. It's like, hi, I'm Mala. And
Oh my god, that is Samara. Did you watch that episode?
Oh, sorry. And I was just like, okay.
So that's what she really was like. Oh no.
Yeah, and then I just remember before meeting you, I met your mum, and I was just like, oh, I'm scared of her.
Yeah.
And then when I first probably met you was when I actually went over to your house, and I don't know, I was in your brother's room. I was still a little girl, so I was just probably in the corner, and because it was with Abdul, I was like, just sit there, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. This is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's my earliest memories.
And you're like about a year or two younger than me.
Two.
I don't know, because you asked me today. I'm like, I really don't know.
22.
Well, how old are you?
You're 22, turning 23.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
so
I
you're
turned
1
24.
year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
2 years. No, a year. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. And what was your experience like growing up being Indonesian background in Australia? Because you lived in a completely different area to us.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up in?
I just remember like when my parents first moved here, I was like around Dulwich Hill. Then we slowly made our way down to like like Kemba and all that, like Wiley Park. The area, the original area. And now Bankstown is the area, which I'm there. What was it like? Yeah, it was tough. You know, being oblivious like what the situation of my parents were, because they were really good at hiding it. It wasn't until I moved in with you, like stayed with you guys, is when I realized, oh, this is what my parents have been hiding from me and Abdul for this whole time. So we didn't realize the struggles that they were going through. I just remember like my dad was always working like 2 or 3 jobs, so he was like Monday to Friday he was gone, and then on the weekends he was out by the door 8 a.m, comes home at 12 a.m.
Wow.
That was growing up being like having parents who were like,
so you already had it from the start. That's what your experience is like from when you first remember, from your first memories.
Yeah, but like, kudos to my parents. They never made us feel like, hey, we're really struggling or this
Yeah.
and that. They would never say we don't have any money or anything. So it's kudos to them. They really hit the struggle from like all of us.
Did you find like you guys had that struggle too, or not?
Even
Like, I can't say, I can't compare to your struggle.
Yeah.
But, like, there was times where we were struggling with money or something like along those lines. But not as the extent to what you've been through.
Yeah, for sure. Because I remember I had it good. Like, from the stories that Nadia would tell me, it was completely different. Where to the point where my dad didn't even want to buy her a Redskin. And then the Redskins were like, what, 50 cents? Like, nah, we can save that money. Like, that's how much they were struggling. But, yeah, I have it very good. Yeah. So... yeah, it's the struggle. The struggle's real.
actually real.
But when you went into high school, Oya was mentioning you were surrounded by a lot of
a lot of like Pacific Islander people. Don't want to say the F word.
You can maybe hear it in a voice.
Because like I was in scarves going into year 7, so I've never been told like I look something else besides Indo. And so when I went into year 7, I remember like I didn't know anyone. I was the only girl from my school going into that school, high school. And then just like a Samoan girl came up to me and goes, "Hey, can I sit next to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." It's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Yeah, guess whatever, Samoa." And I'm like,
She rolled with it, man.
Samoan.
Yeah, she was like, yeah.
no. And then she kept on going. She was like, "Oh, Tonga." And I'm like, "No, cool guys, no Fiji, no Maori." I'm like, "No." Oh, she ran out of options, and then I was like, "Where are you?" She was like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "From Indonesia." And they're like, "Oh,
You're the Asian Islander.
yeah, pretty much, yeah."
So there were no Indos in your high school at all?
No, there were. Like in my year, they were probably like they were mixed. So they were like either half Indo, half Moroccan. And I couldn't tell at the time. I was like,
cool.
I was like, she looks Indo, but I don't want to say anything. And they were like all scarfed and they didn't. The funny thing is, it wasn't until probably year 9 that the Indo girl that was in my year didn't realize I was Indo until we were in the room where we had to pray. And I brought my own mukana, like my prayer clothes. And then this like Lebo goes, oh my god, where did you get that from? And I'm like, I got it from Indonesia and I was on holidays. And she's like to me, oh
Sorry. I just put that on silent.
Whoops. Sorry.
So good. But yeah, it wasn't until then she was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea you were Indo until you said that. I thought you were fob the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I mean, but then it made sense because I hung out with fob all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
To the point like I understood quite a bit of the Samoan language by the end of year 12. Yeah.
That's so cool.
They would speak to me and someone would be like, oh, can I have some of your food? Or, or they'll start like talking about someone and I'll be like, I know who that's about. So yeah.
That's so cool.
Integrating in the new culture.
Yeah.
So would you say it was pretty diverse, your high school?
Yeah, it was pretty diverse. They were
Yeah.
very accepting. Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, I went to a school in the area, so,
That's what I mean. It's very different to us because we all
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I remember always going like, oh, you have white friends.
She used to always say to me, "You're really white. The way you talk,
You can literally hear the difference between these two girls. Like, one here's going, oh yeah, yeah. This was like, I grew up in the area.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so funny.
I don't know. Do we have an accent? No, we don't. Hey,
No,
I don't think so. You guys are just normal.
Standard.
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing special about us. Hey, far.
But you know what? Your customer service voice is very like.
Oh, it's white.
Yeah.
It's white.
I don't know how to say. I was like, oh, it's white.
Yeah,
It's
she
white. No
sounds
one would
like.
know.
Can you go do it for us? For example.
Oh, no. Like,
Put her on the
I
spot.
guess, like I work at Toyota, so I'll be like, oh, good morning, welcome to Sydney City Toyota. It's different. Yeah, see?
Whoa, that's a dramatic change.
Yeah, I know.
That is a dramatic change.
One time you should pick up the phone. Yeah, what's up?
No, what was funny is this guy, I already said bye to him and he goes, oh, excuse me. And I'm like, yeah? He goes, oh, you have such a lovely soothing voice. I'm like, oh, thank you. Hung up the phone. Bruh.
This glass there, I had a.
Yeah. And there's so many times, like, there was I had no idea. His name's Vladimir. He's a musician. He goes
Whoa.
to me. He goes, oh, I can tell you're a lovely person by your voice tone. You're very nice. I'd know because I'm a musician. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Okay, bye. Have a lovely day. And hang up. And I'll go to my boss. I'm like, bruh. I was like, literally, I dropped my tone so low, like it
Just so drastically.
Yeah, so drastically, like you can't tell.
Yeah.
It's the retail
It's
voice.
the same person, yeah.
Oh. Okay, so there is something, a little surprise that I have ready for you. You ready to?
Please don't say it's one of my dancing
the-
videos.
Do you have?
Oh,
You guys ready for this?
No. Oh my god! I remember this moment.
You remember that? I remember
I
it
remember so
too.
vividly.
Oh, this is the kind of stuff. So that was just the kind of stuff that
cute.
just happened at my place, huh?
Yeah.
Please explain what was happening here,
I guess that then.
if you remember.
So we were staying at your place because
Yes.
at that time my dad got how do I say taken away
Yeah.
pretty much to the detention center. So he was there, and then at that moment I don't know, somehow my mum was told like, oh, the government's looking for you guys because they want to like question you, blah blah. And then pretty much from then on my mum was obviously scared, and then your parents found out, so it took us in, like we jumped from your both of your places, and I think that was pretty much the time when we slept over at your house. And and it was just like in hiding pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I just remember like probably during that time, like my mum, like your dad was taking my mum to like solicitors and all that kind of stuff, like trying to sort this out in the background, whilst my dad was stuck at the detention center.
I guess it was a real test for your mum, hey, because
Yeah.
like traditionally and culturally, it's the man that takes care of the
Yeah.
family. But in this case, the man is not part of the family. So that must have been really challenging for your mum especially.
Yeah, she has tough skin. Like,
She does.
She does to this day.
Lombok skin, you know?
I know, on her own island, she's a tough woman. But you can she sacrificed a lot as well. So I think that time my mum had Roy as well. Roy was still a baby.
Still a baby, hey?
Yeah.
Story.
Sorry, Roy, if you're watching. Shout out to Roy. Shout out to Roy.
Oh yeah, we used to just
Her little brother.
Yeah, her
Yeah,
little
her
brother.
little
We used to
That's a little
like a little toy. We treated him like a little
Yeah.
toy. We used to get up to a lot of just mumbo jumbo with that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
But it was fun. Yeah, he might be, suffering now for it, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my
You
god!
haven't met
Luckily,
Roy. You should meet
little
Roy.
Sarah has probably
She's,
didn't
no,
experience the
she got a good.
abuse.
Yeah.
She did get it.
She was the lucky one.
She was a lucky one that didn't have to experience everything
got
that we
away with
went
it.
out. Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah.
Yeah, she's gonna be so awkward. She'll be like, why are these people talking about? So juicy.
Oh man. Do you have like any funny memories, or like just things that we would get up to? Because I have a couple.
Oh, I don't know. All I remember it was Puasa. It was like Ramadan, and then we went to.
Really? During that time?
It was already the story.
Sorry.
I don't know, but we went to the petrol station.
Okay,
Oh, no,
this is
it's a
not the
different
one.
one. Okay,
Yeah.
So it was your dad, and then we wanted to get there was like a Milo chocolate bar back then. And
Oh
then
my
we,
God,
you hooked me,
yes.
you got me onto it, and then
I got you hooked.
yeah, you did, and then I was just like, oh, I want one, and your dad's like, Ririn Milo. I'm like, yes, and then we had to me and Milo were like, so are we gonna eat it now or wait to break our fast later? And we're just like, whatever you do. We're in the car.
That is so bad.
We were like, okay, look, let's try. If we can't, then we'll eat a bit. Yeah, but then we were just like, no, but we didn't.
We did it? Oh, wow.
We
Oh,
held
that's
it.
good.
Yeah, exactly. because your dad knew that he got it for us,
Yeah.
and he expects us to open it, new packet a couple of times. Not one
Wow.
open.
Well, speaking of puasa, do you remember what you said when you choked on a piece of food? When we were breaking our fast, and this has been a running joke for a very long time. You don't remember this?
I'm scared.
But you had something stuck, and you're like, "Oh no, something's stuck in my neck." You don't remember that?
That sounds like something I do.
Every time me and Nadia, when we'd be choking, be like, "Something's stuck in my neck." You don't remember that? Oh my god!
I just remember always getting feet and leg wrong, and you'd always teach me.
feet and leg wrong.
I was like, I'm putting too much fire, and I was like, oh my feet, and you're like,
I think I corrupted her.
I think so. Didn't I apologise for her back?
I hope your experience is better with this chick.
I don't think so. Yeah, with her we had a schedule when I was living.
A schedule.
Yeah, we'd wake up, have our Milo. It's so much Milo. Yeah, fiance Milo.
Hey, shout out to Milo, sponsor.
Yeah. I'm like,
Mama gave me Milo to go.
Yeah, it was different. But y'all teach me something.
Any particular memories you guys remember?
I have a memory of, I feel like I think
I'm
as
gonna headache
kids,
from
we
laughing.
just did the same kind of thing. We just did what's the word? Choreographed dance routines.
Yes.
Because I know that was something we did, and I remember there was one time Ririn was like practicing by herself in my living room, and then my brother called.
You egged me on. You're like, really copy the one on the TV. I'm like, okay. And I was like, yeah. And then it wasn't a good one. It was one of those ones that I wasn't meant to be watching. And then Andy walks in. I was just like, Andy saw her dancing. But Andy's like, good job, Ririn. I was like, okay. And I stopped after that. I waited until Oya came back into the living room. I was like,
oh my god!
I'm trying to remember if there's
You
anything else.
abandoned her.
Sorry.
Well, that's slack.
I know way. You know what? Because I never had a little sister or a little brother to like make fun of or fool around with. And when they came over, I was like, yes, this is my chance. I get to torture. Yeah.
Oh my god!
kasihan Ririn ya.
I also remember there was a time where we were sleeping. So I slept in my parents' room at that time because they were sleeping in my room, I think. There was a time, I wonder if you remember this, where it was like in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden Ririn opens out my bed, like my parents' bedroom door. She's like, ah, like she started screaming, and we're like, what happened? What happened? She had a nightmare, and you don't remember this?
Don't remember.
She had a nightmare, and she thought she was running into her parents' room, but it was like our room, and she was like
telling me about it.
yeah, and so you don't remember that one?
No, I just remember you telling me about it, but I don't remember actually being in the moment. I was just like waking up at night because I still have vivid memories, like living it.
Because how old were you? Sorry,
I was still under 10. So I was probably 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
you were
Roy was
super young. Yeah.
Yeah, because me and Roy are 8 years different, so he was still
9,
a new
8.
baby.
Yeah, I was
probably
like about
5 months,
9.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so young.
Yeah.
No, I remember as well with Abdul. Shout out to Abdul. He was obsessed with that Lonely song by a.k.a.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lonely.
You know what?
I'm so lonely.
You can remember that. That's so random.
That's a random thing
It's a random fact.
Because we used to tease him about it.
all the time. But you know what's funny is that when I remembered when who was it? It was Eddie that picked us up when my dad got into the detention center, and then when he picked us up, I just remember I was with Aziza, and then I was looking out the window. It was raining. I was like to Aziza, Aziza, this is where we should be sad. And then the song on the radio, Lonely, came on.
Sorry.
And then
The rain starts falling on the
and I was
window.
just looking out like,
Wow. You literally just cued yourself for like just the instrumental section.
literally, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Man, what a vivid memory.
Yeah, I know. It's the weird things that I remember.
that song was very popular then. Hey,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And we used to play like Murder in the Dark and stuff. If I remember
Yeah,
that.
and I remember then Nadia stepped on my head. I was hiding under her bed, and then Nadia literally walked in. And then like Nadia was trying to look for me, and then I decided, my God, she gone, and I put my head out a bit. No, my head was in, and then her foot went on my head, and I was like, ow! And then she's like, oh my God, and then that's it. That was the end of the game, and I think like I just had like
Game over.
rash on my forehead.
Mad footprint on your forehead. Oh, bloody lads.
Honestly, sounds like you've been traumatized this whole time. Apart from the like the little snippets and the memories, what was your perspective on the situation? Did you know what was happening at this stage? How were you feeling like emotionally? Because it must have been like really tough for an 8-year-old to have their father taken away, and live in completely different homes with like basically new family members. Like, what was it like for you? What do you remember from your perspective?
I just remember like because my dad working full time prior to that, I already saw him very a little amount. Like it'll be in the mornings if I wake up earlier in the morning, and then he'll just be like, it's like, oh hi Ririn, or my darling, and I have to like go to work. But then when that happened, it was just like, okay, I'm not gonna see him in the morning. Like I'm not gonna see him at night or anything like that. So it was just like. It was like a bit of a toll. I was just like, oh, because I'm such a daddy's girl. So I cried to mum like, oh, I want Abby, And then my mum's like, yeah, soon. So yeah, it was tough, like emotionally now. But I guess that's why now me and my dad were like best friends. Like I tell him everything, like, even stuff like you said to your girlfriends, like your best friends. Like I tell my dad.
Oh,
that's cute.
So. Yeah, I think it was just trying to make up that lost relationship, but yeah, it was hard. It was tough.
Do you remember how long he was there for? Because I don't
remember. Was it like 2.5 months or something?
Holy crap, that's a long time.
Remember, yeah, all I remember is like even when we stayed at your place at the beginning, I think when because I didn't know that you're right. You were born.
Continue to ignore me.
Talking about a serious topic here.
My throat's just like,
Lapria. I don't know. That's a stomach. Sorry, wrong one. It's my neck.
I said that really aggressively.
I know that.
Anyway, moving on.
I don't know. What was I? Oh yeah.
2.5.
Oh no.
Switching between those houses.
And then when I remember, like my dad would tell me, like it was after like probably a couple years ago, he was saying how like your dad would always make sure your mum to not pick up the home line in case the government called, because your mum picked it up once and then your dad got angry at your mum, and then my mum was like, no, you don't need to be like this. We're like, oh, what if that was the government, knowing that they're here, this and that. Like that's when I was like, I had no idea at that time that was the case. And then I just found that like, whoa, it went to that extent that you guys couldn't pick up your home phone lines, like the stuff that your parents done for us. That's why my parents are always forever grateful for your parents were helping out. So
was it just our families that you were saying?
Like we also, I remember who picked us up was Eddie as well. Picked us up straight away. So it was pretty much like the Livo group, because we didn't know that many people like back then. It was pretty much like the Livo group, that knew us, because it was through Bat Bay,
right?
So
through Naji.
Yeah, through Naji and everything. So yeah, it was just like between three. Like I remember at first, like we just stayed for like 1 night or 2 nights at Idol's house, and then after that we went between you two, and then my mum had to go back home by herself, and then I stayed. I just remember I stayed jumping between you guys.
Just yourself without your mum?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember there was a time where I was just at your place just by myself, just sleeping over.
But where was Roy and
Roy was with my mum. Abdul was
Bloody whoop whoop.
He's in his own car.
Lonely. Probably. 100%. Abdul, I don't know what Abdul was. I couldn't remember exactly where he was. Like it was such a blur. Yeah. So, but that's when he found his group of friends and
How old is he then? Hey, how much older is he?
5 years older.
So he'd be like early teens.
Yeah.
And he's going through like his like puberty and stuff like that. So like imagine
high school,
just like his emotions wise, like Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
I forget, did you guys go to school during that time or no?
I mean,
It
you
was, like-
couldn't, right?
I think it was like towards the end of
For school
school thing. Yeah, I think it was like towards the end of
holidays?
like holidays. Yeah, school holidays.
Okay.
And then
I don't remember.
But it still spanned over 10 months,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
I
like,
don't remember like after that like school. Yeah,
You probably didn't go, I reckon.
probably didn't. I don't remember. Yeah, it was best to.
I mean, they couldn't. Who'd be paying for, like, the school fees and stuff like that?
It's
hey?
under government as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and they'd know.
And because even Abdul, the teachers, because he was quite smart, and they were like, "Oh, we should go to selective school." Spoke to my mum, and my mum's like, "Oh yeah," like obviously couldn't because they were still illegal. Yeah, so yeah,
That's crazy.
that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when was the time that your mum and your dad told you what was like? Did you know 100% what was happening during the time, or when did they tell you the full story? Did they actually sit you down and tell you, hey, this is what happened?
Oh well, actually, I remember actually visiting my dad. So we actually went to go visit him
Okay.
at the detention center.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting because that's how we made our memories. Because every time when like a visitor comes, like you have to, they scan you, everything. As a child, I was like, why are they patting me down? Why are they scanning me and stuff like that? And I remember my mum would try like hide like some snacks or something with me to like give it to my dad.
Yeah, your mum's martabak goes off.
Yeah. So yeah, and then they'll call out. So one said like, oh, who are you visiting? And they would say, oh, it's I can't say my dad's name, and they'll actually call out my dad's. Everyone can hear it. They'll be like, oh, Mom, I'd have to Korea, we have a visitor. And then my dad will come down, and he told me what it was like. It was like pretty much it was like a small room with so many bunks, and we're all squished together.
Wow.
Yeah. He goes, sometimes I wouldn't eat lunch or dinner because, people would try and like, push in, eat whatever, but like the food was just, it was trash, obviously. So, yeah. So he would just tell me the experiences, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I should be so grateful for where we are now. Yeah. There was this guy, his name, we call him Uncle Brian now. He was the one that helped my dad with his case. And yeah, to this day we actually visit him. He's like he lives like in Manly and everything. So yes, but he was like a caseworker. Like he would help random people. Took on my dad, and yeah, he taught me how to swim in Manly beaches. That's my wildest story. I was so white. yeah.
Shout out Uncle Brian.
Yeah, Uncle Brian. But yeah.
Sorry.
So chat. But alhamdulillah for everything. Yeah, it was quite an interesting thing. Like saying it out loud now, I'm just like, oh wow, that was a lot.
Crazy
That was a
experience.
lot to take
I
in.
don't think we've ever discussed this. Like,
No.
Yeah, no.
I don't think I've ever
No.
asked you.
I think the first time I found out about this was like not even 2-3 years ago. And then I think it was something where we were watching home videos. I'm like, oh yeah, this is when Ririn and everyone was staying, and I'm like, hold on, like why did I never think to question why they stay? Because I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Actually, we said to each other, it's like, I think Ririn just wanted to sleep over.
Yeah.
She was sick
It's
of
like,
her
oh
house.
yeah, sick of her house. I just wanted to stay over, and I'm like, nah, there's something else to this.
Something else.
There's something more to this, Yeah, so like,
Just wanted to bake.
just wanted to get something stuck in her neck.
Okay.
Just wanted the Milo.
Yeah, she just wanted Milo.
I feel attacked. Okay,
Being roasted by the chat fam.
I know.
And yeah, like learning from that experience, like what did you take from it? How are things now? Like obviously with you and your dad now, your relationship is so much like you guys are really close. You tell each other everything. Like, do you ever talk about it with like your brother and your sister? Like, does Sarah know about what's happening and what happened and everything?
I guess we're very open to like our siblings, like making sure we communicated to ensure like, especially the younger ones who know what we went through.
Yeah.
And for them to, because like this generation now, they're very needy and picky of what they want. And we're just like, look, you guys, like we get what you guys want, but I want you guys to have a look back of what what happened and how we got to this, you know, place and this position, and just for them to have their own self-realization of like things didn't come in so easy like you guys are getting it now. You just need to, you know, be more appreciative and, you know, just like alhamdulillah for everything. Yeah, so now like my siblings, they both know. Like, and my dad will joke about it as well. It's like, do you remember when they used to call me Muhammad Abdul Karim? You have a visitor? I'm like,
I feel your dad's that type.
But as a type
joke about everything.
Yeah. So
Don't be so mean. Someone gets out a megaphone. It's like, Muhammad Abdul Karim.
Yeah. You have a visitor when someone comes over.
Oh my
I
god.
did that.
Oh, you did. Of course you did.
You guys are joking about it, but I'll be like, when that comes home, and I'll scream it out loud. Yeah, that was me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I don't know why I found it so funny. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, I summon you here. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anything else you want to say to? I don't want to say immigrant, but like people that aren't like from Australia, if they're going through these hard times or anything like that, because it's still happening today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are more aware of it now. Like, back then, what year was it? It was 2006, 6. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I don't know if it was very, especially humans are being older. Back then? Did you know a lot about
did you have any
what
friends
immigrants
or
went
something?
through?
To be honest, when we were getting you for this episode, I actually didn't know. Like, you staying over at Samara's
had no
place.
idea.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, for me to, this is more of an eye opener for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you experienced that and
Yeah.
went to that extent. So, like, for me personally, like, I think, like, even for you guys, like, I think we're very fortunate enough that we didn't go through what you've been through as well. So, yeah.
I think like a lot of people like don't know to like the extent like you know, staying over at their place, but I feel like now there's more support out there than like what we had back then.
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't that as common because obviously like now there's like, you know, so many international people coming into this country where there's people build businesses and solicitors for those certain like specific type of people to help with their cases. Back then it was more of like, if you're lucky enough for that person to choose you to help your case, then that's your like, you know, that's your rajuki, that's your that's it's meant to be.
Yeah.
It wasn't more like, you know, it was easy like, oh, this person, he knows how to deal with cases like this, let's go to them. It wasn't that case. Yeah.
And I also feel like because back then it wasn't as well, maybe it was common, but we just didn't know about it, and it was why it was so hush hush. Like I felt like there was so much secrecy. Like
There was.
no one wanted to, like talk about. Like I don't know.
There was a stigma around it.
For sure. Yeah.
And it was just something that was like, don't talk about it. You know? Like even for you, Mirza, you have a background of people that have come from a different country, and you are not aware of like those situations, especially with people in our like that's
close
just
family
how
friend,
like close family friends.
Probably
like,
my
that's just
parents
how-
knew, but
They didn't want to tell us.
they didn't want to
Exactly.
tell
That's what
us,
I was.
yeah.
Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. Like our parents
Yeah.
never really explained to us that of the immigrant situation in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow, take 6.
yeah.
Sorry. And
All right, so wrapping up from there, we've want to talk about something that you have been doing on the side. So this chick here is a little bit of a baker, aren't you?
Patisserie.
So,
Is that a word? Waduh.
is that a word?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is? Yeah.
All right, you got it right there,
Saya
mate.
benar.
Yeah, so-
Jangan ketawain aku dong.
Maaf ya,
Yeah,
maaf ya,
yeah,
Chot. So
All right.
so baking. Why baking?
Yes, I don't know. Oh, like Mirza said, because I want to use your oven.
When I was a little kid.
I flipped over your houses because I just wanted to use your ovens.
Oh my gosh.
That is why. Oh my god. Hence, Bake Gal RiRi started.
So that's your what you go by.
Bake Gal RiRi, yeah. It was
Bake Gal
Bake
RiRi.
Gal RiRi because my other friends would just call me Riri sometimes, and then she was eating the cake for breakfast, and she goes, "Mashallah, Bake Gal RiRi," and I'm like, I kind of like that. I was like, okay,
I like it too.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what it started.
When did you find your passion in baking? Like what?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
asked you that.
I remember.
Because like out of nowhere, it's like, oh, this girl's making quiches and macarons,
Oh, dude,
and
your
then you bring
quiches
them
go
over,
off.
and I'm like, who made these quiches? I remember.
Yeah.
I know. When did it start? I think it was probably like around year 11.
Oh, so in high school.
Yeah, I just started making like little things on the side, like cupcakes and stuff like that. And then I started to like learn how to make, you know, layered cakes. And then, yeah, after I sliced my thumb. You told I forgot about that.
You don't remember when she sliced it?
Do you remember?
No,
Do you
I
know?
don't.
Oh
my God,
I
you
sliced my
sliced
thumb.
Here we go.
I sliced me farm. Why did you say it like that?
I know. So casually, she just put it in. You should explain to them what happened.
So it was. I just finished.
Sorry.
Okay, I just finished trials in year 12, and then came home. And then I decided, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I was trying to make. Something to do with potatoes. I used the, the mandolin vegetable slices.
Oh, I don't know if I can hear this story.
I was using the guard. And then, as it got stuck and I pushed it and it just sliced off, like
it
almost
sliced
half.
your thumb.
I sliced my thumb.
That's why she said it.
Oh my god, this is deja vu. I've had a dream about this. Oh my god, I'm so weird. Like just a glimpse. I'm telling you, I've told my friend. I'm sorry, I mean telling you, I sliced my thumb.
I
was like two random. No, that was so weird. Okay, I don't know. Okay, anyway, let me finish the story. Oh my god. Okay. No, because sometimes it's weird. Like I don't know. I get glimpses of like scenarios, but I've never been in that scenario. But when I'm in it after that glimpse is as if like it's never happened.
Yeah, deja vu.
Yeah, that's deja vu.
I know, but like. All right, thanks, Mirza. I didn't need like a human definition, like, and dictionary.
Oh, mate.
What was it about? Oh, I sliced my thumb.
Yeah. Continue with the slicing of the thumb.
Yeah, and then I pretty much sliced my thumb, and then
keep saying that like 6 times.
Say it one more time.
Just to make sure everyone heard.
Just to make sure.
sliced my thumb. And then so that pretty much took me out of like HSC. That really ruined it for me, like studying, because you know how like your mind works to your hand, your pen, and as you just write on. I had to say my essays out loud, and I just sounded so dumb. Like honestly, I was like, I tried like memorizing my essays, but it was just hard because I was just so used to just writing everything, and I had to have like a writer there, just pretty much write everything for.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't know that?
Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awkward? It's like, oh, back.
backspace. Semicolon.
Full stop. Question mark?
I don't really think about it that way. I just get to talking.
Wait, do you use question marks in essays?
No.
Yeah, if you're asking a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Is this worth getting 100% in?
Question mark. Yeah, so because of that, like that, and I was on like really hard drugs, like painkillers. So that made me say what?
Just because.
At this time, I know what. I meant painkillers from the
was on hardcore drugs.
I don't take drugs, guys. I'm from the area, but I don't take drugs, okay? Gosh. Only the stuff the doctors give me. Yeah, so it was this one. So they literally, I had to pretty much do like skin grafting, plastic surgery. Because even when I went to the hospital, the plastic surgeons had to look at my thumb. They were like, oh, they didn't know what to do.
Wow.
It was like, oh crap. So they actually had to like take a photo. It's like, oh, we need to send it to our big boss to see what we can do for you. And I was like, great, Ririn, good job. Like, your mum said no, Ririn, go sama. Mum already cooked. And I was like, no, Mum, I'll just do it for you. I want to cook for you. Yeah, my mum's like, marking my mum in the back, like, I told you, Zikan, Mama Bilan, don't cook. This is what happens when you cook. And I'm like, I'm in pain.
Don't do this to me right now.
My thumb hurts. The worst thing is, as soon as she got cut, I realised, I'm like, Mum, I need to go to hospital. And then the blood just came out.
Was it like gushing? Like
you can see the flesh. And what my mum did, I love how my mum tried putting on a band-aid and just slid right on. It was all so bloody.
just compress.
The worst, she put tissues on it, so it absorbed it. So when I got to the emergency room, the nurse was like, "Why did you put tissues?" I'm like, "I don't know, my mom." And then they had to literally like, she's like, "Darling, this is really gonna hurt, but I need to take that tissue off." Like that flesh.
Yeah.
She had to just wipe off the tissue. Yeah. And I was just like, "Yeah, sorry." So yeah.
She doesn't do well with blood.
I'm holding my neck.
So sorry. Cool neck. Cool neck. Do you know when a lettuce came out of your nose?
That is so
I feel like this episode is Miruza learning a lot about me.
Why is there lettuce in your nose in the first place?
Because you know when you laugh and then it comes like when you laugh when you're eating food and then you laugh and it like
It was nice knowing you guys. Goodbye.
We've ruined Ririn's reputation. Oh no.
Considering the chick with the fine.
And then everyone was like, "How'd you get a lettuce?" I said, "I was eating cheese and lettuce toast. I really like it."
Cheese and lettuce toast.
No, I don't know.
It's like, I'm gonna make a sandwich. Let's put cheese. Let's put lettuce.
This is why she bakes. She doesn't.
She doesn't make toast.
I like. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
Oya.
Sorry.
Sorry, Mirza.
It's just came into my
Such a random. We're talking about baking. He's talking about lettuce up her nose.
Oh my god. Anyway, moving on from the lettuce.
Yes, from the lettuce.
Oh, do you bake anything specifically? Is it just cakes? Do you do other stuff?
Well, I am qualified to do like bread as well, like make sourdough breads and like normal loaf bread. I don't know why you're about to She's just showing you. But like I do like all the sweet stuff as well. I think this year when it hit like COVID, I decided like everyone, wanted a sweet, something sweet but wasn't accessible.
Oh, you got your own stickers.
Yeah.
Oh, cards.
That's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, my own cards, stickers. My friend's husband is a graphic designer.
Oh.
So I was just messaging my friend and then he ended up designing it for me. And I was like, thank you. Yeah, so there's my New York cookies.
Those look...
Yeah, New York chip
chunk.
cookies. Yeah. There was a stage where I just decided to like, hey, let's sell all these cookies and all the money will go proceeds to that charity. Which is what I do. Yeah, Alhamdulillah. And dessert cups as well. So throughout the COVID period, we did dessert cups. So that was like Earl Grey panna cotta with pearls, Kanafe cups, and golden gay time cups.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really Aussie.
Yeah.
And the area too.
And
with
the area with the kanafe. And then a bit of the
really
Asian side with the
so
Earl Grey
that's
panna cotta.
the little bottles got the rose
Rose water.
syrup in
Yeah.
it. And
Oh my god, is
boba.
that pearls?
Yeah,
Yes,
pearls.
it's
Earl Grey
boba.
panna cotta with pearls.
Oh man! And you do this all yourself? You make the recipes?
Yeah, all the recipes myself. I have my sister as my
crazy.
cleaner.
Where's your cleaner? That's
Shout
literally
out
Nia.
Sarah. Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah and Nia, the
Yeah,
little
the little
sisters.
sisters.
Every time I cook, I get heads up. I'm like, I cook, you
100%.
clean.
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
100%. And also done donuts as well. At a stage with like different fillings.
Have you ever wanted to go like on MasterChef or like a cooking show?
Ooh. You know what's funny enough? When I was doing my patisserie course, because I done it at the Ride TAFE, so they share the kitchens with that Le Cordon Bleu, like it's where people big chefs, working. They were doing the Great Australian Bake Off right next door to my kitchen.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
then, I was just like,
Yeah.
maybe should I walk in there because they're like auditions.
Well,
What door?
Don't worry, it's not 10 seconds. Oh my god.
Something special.
Yeah, no, that looks great.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, what were you
yeah,
saying?
Bake Off.
Yeah,
was right
trying to
next
get
to
Bake
you.
Off, yeah. But I feel like I'll just, because people memorize their like recipes on the top of their heads.
Right.
I have a mind of a fish.
You don't do it for competitive, like you just do
No.
it because it's a hobby.
Yeah,
hobby,
like
yeah.
it's just fun.
Fun
It's
for
something,
you.
Because
A
when I
passion.
see people eating it and they love it and like they're just, oh my god, it was so good. I'm like, I'm happy you guys enjoyed it. You know, if it just brings joy to
That's
someone.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, Rin.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Well, got everything up there, so if you want to follow her,
Yeah, make
follow
sure.
me.
especially if you're in the area or anywhere else,
I'll do that.
follow Bake Gal RiRi. You know,
Thanks, squad.
On Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah.
Get you some baked goods.
That reminds me. I forgot to add as well. Like, you should start a TikTok. Or like, have you thought about doing that or doing like any video stuff?
I have, but it's just like it's more like putting aside like a time and like blocking out my availability because like I said before, like it's wedding season, so people are like ordering their wedding cakes, their wedding desserts, like, you know, and so I just need to find a time where I'm like, okay, if this is quiet, I'll block it out and do it, because I feel like now that's the thing, like everyone's on TikTok and just
So you
just following.
You just do it yourself then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I might get Roy to do it.
Yeah. It can be a little system
Roy can be
with
my
all of his
voiceover.
with all of his
2.5 cups of flour.
You put one corn, or carrot.
because you've been doing a little series with him on teaching him how to. Were you teaching him how to cook, or was he like doing it on his own and you came in and like?
He got really excited when I got that box because it's like simple as like anyone could do it. It's just follow and everything's all proportioned. So Roy's just like, oh no, let me do it. And then when he was doing it, it was just hilarious, and it's
Not the mama, I love you. Sorry.
oh please, you need to send me that. That's really
Okay, I will. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just on his own. I mean, he likes to cook and he likes to see it. Like, I guess what I do with my desserts and get that joy out of people, like making them feel happy. He the same with him in cooking. But I just
Makes himself happy.
Yeah, he does. Himself first before everyone else.
That's cute.
Yeah. But did you like have like an inspiration, like, or did you just say like, oh, I want to cook. This is my thing.
I don't know. It was just more like, just started and I realized, okay, I'm kind of picking this up real quick and getting used to it. And it wasn't until I think when I was doing my course that my teacher or my chef was like to me, oh, you're doing like you're really good. And I'm like, oh, it's like, where did you learn before? I'm like, no, YouTube.
Me mum.
Me mum. Yeah,
Not the Leo, mate.
yeah, it's like YouTube.
When I sliced off my thumb.
He sliced me thumb. Yeah, sliced me thumb. Yeah, that was pretty much when I was like, okay, I could probably do more with this.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't from my other friends who were pushing me to be like, do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Because it's all about consistency.
It
right?
is,
In
yeah.
your own business and everything is. How long have you been doing it now, actually? My friends created this page for me, I think back in 2018. Oh,
but
wow.
then it was very slow progress. I don't think it was until maybe this year is when, I think COVID started actually, is when I started just like, okay, maybe I should take this more seriously. And then I was only like at 175 followers, like
I was
beginning
gonna say,
of COVID.
yeah, because you got
Crazy.
heaps now.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a lot.
And I done my first giveaway the other
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Good on you, doll.
yeah, I done it with my friend who she does floristry as well and for weddings and all that kind of stuff. So she done an arrangement and I done gave away a dozen of cupcakes and the New York cookies. Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Which are delicious, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's so good these days with everyone having their own side thing, especially if you have people that you know and you have a network, and be like, oh, I know someone who can do this for you. I'll let her know, and you're helping each other out. It's really good. Yeah,
it's
something that everyone should get into.
I mean, who doesn't want to work for himself?
Yeah, exactly. If you've got a
Yeah.
passion for something, go for it. Use your talents to like, you know, we've got the talents of chatness going on, so that's why we started
From
this.
your parents.
Yeah. But it didn't too, by the way.
Yeah, maybe. I think this podcast probably would
After leaving, she is now officially chat.
Yeah, probably.
You're officially our fourth member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Do you ever bake any Indo dishes? Is that something that you include in your
In my thing?
in your thing?
No.
Not yet,
Not yet.
It's like no.
I'm like, yeah, because it's like I leave it to my mum. Because if anyone inquires about that kind of stuff, my mum bakes like or Indo cakes.
It's a completely
and
different
It is
technique,
different.
isn't it? Yeah.
Instead of using butter, you use blue band. You know? Blueberry, you can't relate. Oh my god, that is so wild.
I can't relate.
Go home and ask your mum.
Ask your mum.
Blue
You've
band.
probably seen it in your kitchen or your mum hid it or something.
I probably
Yeah.
would have put up a photo by now.
Yeah.
Anyway, of
Insert photo now.
Do you know what I do remember? I do remember Tante Nurul. So
Yeah.
she had cut her wrist open, right? With a blue band can.
What?
What?
You don't remember
I
this?
don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Tante Nurul. I'm like
don't
99%
remember.
sure it was her, but I remember my mum was like, oh, like, because I asked her, like, why is there like a bandage around it? Do you guys not remember when she had like a bandage around her wrist for a very long time?
I feel like I
I
remember.
feel like I remember as
Yeah.
well.
What the? But that was because of Blue Band. Because she was opening the can and it slid. It slid. Oh god! Oh my
Why
god!
is everyone
Why are we talking
slicing
slicing up things in, you know, slicing
about slicing and dicing?
Slice and dice. That's a game. I think. Sorry. Yeah.
Somebody shout
But yeah, like no, that just reminded me of like that's the memory that I have associated with Blue Band. It's like, oh,
Wow.
better not cut my wrist when I'm
Yeah.
opening.
Jeez.
I had no idea.
Never using a mandolin after this shit.
Oh yeah, I remember your
yeah.
mum.
Yeah, yeah.
Ririn. I was like,
Yeah.
I remember you guys came over and I was probably still.
Oh, yeah, I went to visit her
Yeah.
to see her thumb.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It was wrapped up.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. Yeah.
But then,
It's like, here, have some Milo, you'll feel better.
Go and go.
yeah.
But do you ever plan to like cook any Indo like?
I think you should one day.
think you
Do
should.
it like an
I would
Indo.
like sometime down the future. There's a lot of things that I want to try that I haven't yet.
What do you like? Like
Yeah,
from
what's
Indo
your favourite Indo
dishes?
dessert or something?
Ooh, okay. I know I'm a baker. I make sweets, but I'm not big on sweets.
What? Indo sweets? Just
Dude, I think sweets in
in
general. Do you remember when we gave her lollies? Just like, oh, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
You're more of a fan of chocolate.
Just chocolate. But then like sweets, I'm not. I'll be like, nah. Like I
more
can't tell if
savoury?
my stuff. If my like desserts taste good, like I'll give it to my friends to be like, yeah, try it. Or like I'll go to someone's house, I'll experiment and like try it.
yeah.
Because I don't know. I can't.
You don't know what it tastes like.
I don't know if it's in that or not. You know.
Oh, now that's talent. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what it tastes like.
But I don't know what my favorite Indo dessert is. I don't think I've come. What are your guys?
My one would be the martabak, like sweet martabak. Because
that's
in
the best.
Jakarta,
so good.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
Jakarta, there's this one place, this one stall that, oh my god, like they have like Ovaltine martabak, they'll
yeah.
have Toblerone
Toblerone,
martabak,
Banda.
Is that
they'll have
martabak
Milo
boss?
martabak.
Sorry, you said it so like.
It's so Aussie. Yeah.
Martabak boss.
really emphasizes the boss.
I remember going to Jakarta. It was something boss.
What do you mean boss?
That's the brand, the name. I don't know. Whatever.
Martabak boss is a thing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
a franchise.
Vanessa, for laughing at you.
So yeah. Okay.
I apologise.
It's definitely the place that I go to is definitely not a franchise because it's a street food. But oh my god, just the amount of butter they put on there and the chocolate and the condensed milk is key.
Cheese.
But oh my god, it's so fatty. But I don't
So
care.
good.
Like I'd get
You can't find it anywhere like that here.
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
way,
for sure.
no way. Oh man, take that first bite and everything just
It's
pulls out.
just amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Get all the
Lazat.
stains on my scarf.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was like,
You gotta
The
change your
grease
jilbab.
stain. Yeah.
my mom always says, "Fucking beep,
Beep.
beep, beep." I gotta use a beep.
Just bip.
beep. Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. We said the same thing. Oh no.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, so please follow Bake Gal RiRi on Instagram. She's a baking queen.
stop it.
Yeah, so there you
Stop.
go. You've got someone in the
Stop
area
it.
that's got really good skill, even though she doesn't like sweets.
No.
Woo! Yeah, round of applause.
Thank you.
All right. And now wrapping up our episode, as we usually do because of this guy over here. Our Indo word of the day is
Ooh.
koe.
What?
Koe.
Oh, kue.
Kue.
Oh.
Don't say anything because you know what it means.
You know what it means.
Isn't it like
Mirza?
sweets?
Ooh, close.
Close.
That's good attempt. Be a bit more specific.
Snacks? No.
He just went really hot and then really cold.
Yeah, he just used another word. I said more specific.
It was a radar. It's like these and these.
One more try.
Sweets. I don't know.
Like what specific? Be more specific.
On Lebaran, people always make kue Lebaran. Does that help?
Chocolates?
Okay, yeah, no, he was being specific. It's cake.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it's kue master over here.
Which is interesting because it
Yes.
could be a biscuit or a
Yeah.
cake. When
It
people
could
say
be.
kue. Yeah.
So it could. It's specific. It can be specific for cake, but it can also be, basically for sweets as well. So it can be like, I don't know.
I think anything with a foundation of flour in it.
Yeah, pretty much like the biscuits or anything like that.
you sound so
Like I know how.
Is it anything with food?
I remember like when it's Eid and then you just salat, like you've just prayed, and then the Ibu would be like, oh, they're passing down sweets, like because we can
Yeah.
eat afterwards.
Yeah.
They'll be passing
Yeah.
down kue, and I'm like, oh, I want kue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kue.
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 Apparently, I was saying it weirdly today. Kue.
Yeah, that's why when you said it, I was like,
Yeah. She's like, yeah.
How else are you supposed to say it?
kue.
Kue.
Kue. Stop.
Kue.
Kue.
It's
You were
spelled
you were
K-U-E as
You
well.
went with like a flick at the end.
Like a
Kue
kue.
with an accent on the E. Yeah. Kue. Kue. Like a bird.
That's right.
Yeah, thumbs up. We always do this, man. Next time we're gonna be, hey, kue Lebaran.
Next shift for Eid, if we don't have restrictions anymore, if you can hear me, I'll make the call be like,
You should be the girl that calls for people to come get it. Hey, do you see me?
Oh my god. My cheeks are
Alright, wrap it up.
For you watchers out there, subscribe to YouTube.
Click onto YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Chat Fam.
Give me a
How do you subscribe to YouTube?
Or subscribe to our podcast channels through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Well, that's Samara.
I'm Oya.
And my name is Mirza.
And this is Ririn.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next episode. Bye.
It's like you knew what you wanted to do when you were small. It's like,
And I'm going to use Mala and Oya's. I need the energy from the Milo.